Kokkariki's Windsurf. A short story by PJ Leonard. Part 4. You're a lost one, yes? Said the pale tree kid. That's what you up in the tree call us anyway. But we do have names. I am Sultan. And you are? Kokkariki, he stammered, automatically raising his hand to shake, but then pulling back. The pale tree kid, called Sultan, smiled. Can you keep a secret, Kokkariki? He said. Kokkariki swallowed, then nodded. Then follow me, said Sultan, turning and walking away, the glowing water bobbing away into the darkness. I'll introduce you to the others. Kokkariki didn't move. Part of him wanted to turn around and run from whatever tunnel it was he'd fallen through, climb out of here and head straight back to the leaf pile. But as the light rounded a corner and disappeared, his feet drove him forward again. I have to know. Wait! He called, hands raised as he groped through the darkness after Sultan. He blinked as the light came back into view, and he followed the pale tree kid through a winding tunnel. The silence was total. No wind, no sound of rustling leaves. It made Kokkariki nervous. So, there's more of you? He said, more to break the silence than anything. Of course, said Sultan cheerfully. Not as many as you folks up in the tree, of course, but enough to have our own community. Ah, here we are. The tunnel opened up into a cave that had it to be at least 10 times bigger than the hole in the tree. Light sparkled on the walls, revealing more tunnels leading away into the darkness. In the middle of it all stood what looked like a branch from the tree, gnarled and crooked. A staircase had been carved into the wood, spiraling up to the top of the cave. It too sparkled with lights, looking like the trees above the ground sometimes did when the big ones decorated them with lights in winter. Kokkariki craned his neck back up to look at the top of the staircase, eyes wide to take it all in. It's impressive, isn't it? Said Sultan. Even after all this time living down here, I still get a thrill every time I see it. You live? Kokkariki started, but Sultan raised a hand. It's best if the elder answers your questions, he said. Follow me. Sultan led Kokkariki across the cave floor. Kokkariki swung his head around, trying to take it all in. It made him dizzy, and he nearly fell over. Here and there, he spotted other pale tree kids walking from tunnel to tunnel, their eyes also glowing bright. Some stopped and eyed him with a mix of curiosity and suspicion. Kokkariki looked away and kept his eyes focused on Sultan's back. What is this place? They entered a tunnel that was twice as wide as the others, and it led into a room that was warm and brightly lit, with bits of crunchy leaves and soft grass scattered around the edges to add a bit of colour. At the far end sat a wrinkly old tree kid, perched atop a mound of brown leaves and green grass, his legs crossed and eyes closed. Elder Tito, said Sultan, bowing his head and waving at Kokkariki to do the same. A youngling from the surface is here. He'd like to speak to you. Kokkariki gave a jolt. Tito? The Tito? But that was just the legend the elders told, wasn't it? The great hero Tito, who once fought off a crow single-handed? Surely this couldn't be that Tito. But the elderly Tito opened his eyes. Kokkariki had to wince. His eyes were so bright. He's been down here for a long time then.
Ah, Sultan,
Tito croaked, unfolding his bony legs and stretching them out.
So you've brought us a new recruit, have you?
Sultan gave Kokkariki a nudge and a meaningful glance. He wants me to play along, Kokkariki thought. He frowned. I'm not being recruited into anything, he spluttered. Sultan rolled his eyes, but Kokkariki ignored him. I came here by accident.
Well, accident or not, you have found the home of what you tree folk call the Lost Ones, said Tito. Except we don't call ourselves that. We are Tree Kids. I am Tito, the first Earth Kid.
As Tito climbed slowly to his feet, Kokkariki saw a thin scar running down the side of Tito's face and neck. A scar that looked very much like a crow had made it. It can't be.
Follow me, youngling, said Tito. I have much to explain.
And Tito hobbled away. Kokkariki turned to look at Sultan, who nodded encouragingly. Kokkariki turned and walked behind Tito as they returned to the main cave.
There was a time when tree kids would spend their entire life in one tree, said Tito. Some elders still think that should be the case. They think it's right. A tree is for life, Grand Elder Twilly would say. Why would you need more than life? But I wanted to find something else, something more. So I leaf surfed to the surface and stayed here. I made a new life for myself among the earth and the grass. I thought I would be alone, though. But when the next leaf surfing season came around, others found me and joined me. Then more still after that. We grew into a colony. We dug out this cave. Our eyes grew used to the darkness. We are Earth Kids now, and we live a life outside the tree, a good life.
Wait, said Kokkariki. Grand Elder Twilly knows you're here?
Of course, said Tito with a bitter smile. She pretends we don't exist, though. She calls us the Lost Ones and tells you tree kids that we leaf surfed down here and got lost. In her mind, though, lost means we're a lost cause. But believe me, youngling, we are very happy down here. We are anything but lost.
Kokkariki looked around the cave. It must be an adventure living here. Tito laughed.
It was an adventure at first, that's for sure, he said. The surface couldn't be more different from the tree. The animals are different, the food is different. We even come into close contact with the big ones when it's summer. But we've gotten used to it. We even have Earth Kid younglings now, born down here, with no knowledge of life on the tree. I imagine up there would be an adventure for them.
Kokkariki was only half listening. He thought about all of the chores he had to do on the tree, how he seemed to be a little bit different from his brothers and sisters, how the only thing he'd been looking forward to, the leaf surf, had been so disappointing, and was instead just about yet more chores for collecting food for winter. But here was this whole new world, a different world, a new life carved out by Tito, Sultan, and all these other lost ones. Or should I say, Earth Kids? I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, young tree kid, said Tito. I'm Kokkariki, he said, turning to face the elder, and I'd like to become an Earth Kid too. End of part 4.